Good morning and welcome to St Catherine's School. My name is Michelle Carroll, the Principal of St Catherine's, and this is a live webinar for our parents today. So we have a very quiet campus, as are most schools in Victoria today and for the next 6 weeks. So I decided to come over to the library because I do have some girls with some on-site supervision and some staff on site today. So it's great to sort of be around people. It's a very quiet campus looking out, very different from a normal Thursday. I understand that it's quite a disrupted week for families, and so we will be filming today's presentation, and it certainly will be available. So if you have other family members that are not watching and they may like to watch tonight or another across the weekend, that certainly will be available for you. I'm expecting the presentation to take about 20 minutes, and then there are also some tours that we have filmed that you can also view as well. For those of you that don't know, St Catherine's is actually almost 125 years. We celebrate 125 next year in 2021. The school was founded by this woman. Her name is Jeannie Hood. She was only 34 years of age when she founded the school originally in Castlemaine. It moved to the Toorak campus in the 1920s. And of course, Jeannie Hood, at only 34 years of age, she decided that she set an ethos for the school where she wanted girls to be women of the future, and I think that that ethos still rings true even today. Of course, we are in our second phase of our Learn at Home program, and we honed our technology skills last year. Our junior school girls are working predominantly on MS Teams and some of the younger girls on Cecil, but they participate in a number of live streamed lessons throughout the day with their teachers and with their specialist teachers as well. Certainly have personalised support, so every girl has their own device. So our preps 1s, 2s and 3s were able to take home their laptops, and from year 4 up they each had their own device as well. Our ICT support is outstanding and it's received great accolades from many of our parents and students. I think one of the things that captures the St Catherine's Learn at Home program is that we've got relatively small class sizes, so no student is falling through the gap. Every girl can be seen on screen, every girl must participate in the class, and I think that in this Learn at Home environment is critically important, and I do know that parents are certainly aware of their students' levels of participation in class because they're actually now viewing that from home. Individual care is in our DNA, and it's highly committed teachers offering individual care. So this week and for the next 6 weeks, we'll be doing other wellbeing checks with the girls, and we will also be phoning our parents to see how their daughters are travelling. There's certainly an ongoing level of student engagement and our parents and staff. So each week we survey the girls on Friday to ascertain how they are going, and we can even make changes the following week based on the survey results that we receive. To keep our parents informed, so we have our junior school parent webinar this evening at 6 o'clock, and in the last 2 weeks we've had a parent webinar for each year level pertaining to subject selection information as well. So we like to sort of make sure that even though our parents are not on site, they're certainly engaged with the school. And there's a very genuine attention, so every parent in the next 2 weeks will be contacted by a classroom teacher or a head of year as well, and we certainly value that level of connection with our parents. We also have on our website some great tips for parents as well, ensuring that they can share some of the family attributes that will create a successful Learn at Home environment. So modelling good self-care, recognising and reassuring, particularly for our senior girls undertaking VCE, ensuring that there's a level of care with extra hugs, cultivating gratitude, what they appreciate every day, communicating openly, recognising that this is a very different time to what they would normally be feeling and experiencing, and certainly encouraging some COVID-free conversations at home and returning to some normal conversations as well. Help their daughters and help your daughters take control of what they're doing. The other thing I think is really important for families is that they maintain rituals and routine. So even just sitting down to a family meal, no technology, is just a great way to touch base at the end of a busy day, particularly when perhaps you're in all corners of the house. Of course, we also conduct a cyber safety audit, and our year 7, 8, 9 and 10 girls had the benefit of listening to Susan McLean, one of Australia's foremost cyber safety experts, who she sort of presented to those girls in our assembly program yesterday afternoon. Certainly well timed. We've also been inundated last term with some great accolades from our parents. Just a quick note in this email to say thank you for all the amazing efforts involved to get online schooling up and running. In such trying times, the teachers were so upbeat and ensured the children are fully engaged. Well done to everyone. We certainly have an approach of a healthy level of optimism and we can do it this time around again. In our junior school as well, parents were very complimentary of what our teachers were undertaking. We'd like to express our deep gratitude for the way the school has handled the COVID-19 pandemic. In such an uncertain and often scary situation, St Catherine's has been absolutely outstanding. You have provided timely, clearly, intelligent guidance to the school community and maintained a calm and empathetic manner towards students and parents. So really lovely feedback, which we are very proud to share, of course. What we are also very keen on ensuring is that we cultivate a sense of gratitude. And last term in the first lockdown phase, we celebrated a gratitude lunch with 200 families that all logged on to MS Teams. And we actually really acknowledged what we were thankful for at this difficult time. Later in the lockdown phase, we also brought the dads on board and we celebrated with 5 of our fathers who have had a sporting experience there, and they really shared their journey in how they sort of moved through challenging times and what they did with their sport. Certainly a really engaging evening with our fathers as well. Of course, we want the girls to be happy, healthy and safe, and part of being healthy is to ensure that they get a level of exercise. And last term we conducted our inter-house cross country from home, and these 3 girls here had just finished their cross country course and came in, sent this photo in to say, yep, we're done. On our school site here, we have 3 learning areas. The first is Campbell House, which is the Ilhan Early Learning Centre. This is our co-ed space where we have little girls and little boys 3 and 4 years of age. And we certainly encourage families once the school opens up to come and visit. Sarah Bethune, our head of the ELC in Campbell House. It's been recently refurbished to align with the Reggio Emilia philosophy, and it certainly is a space to be held. From Barbrick, our junior school up, we are an only girls campus, and what we are very proud of is that every girl holds a leadership position in our school. Our teaching is tailored to girls so that the books that they select is certainly a high level of student-teacher interaction, which we're very proud of. Girls from girls' schools are more likely to study STEM subjects, and approximately 1/3 of our graduates each year for the last 5 years have gone into STEM-related tertiary courses. Our girls' wellbeing is paramount and they experience less bullying in an all-girls environment. And of course, girls are free from the social pressures of boys and show a decrease in stereotypical views. Interestingly, I have fielded some calls from families where their daughters are in co-ed environments, and they have realised for the first time viewing their daughter's engagement in the class is that they're seeing only boys on screen and are hearing only boys in the classroom conversations, and realising that there's quite a disparity with what's going in those co-ed classrooms. We're proud to say every girl has a voice at St Catherine's. A junior school is more commonly known as Barbrick, and it's certainly an all-girls environment. And today, in this space here, girls love learning. The classroom sizes are relatively small, intentionally so, to make sure that every girl's learning journey is certainly tracked and personalised and targeted towards their learning space. We have a relatively new Barbrick building, and when our school campus opens up, you're very welcome to come and tour through that building. And there is also an on-campus or an online tour as well of that building. In our senior school, that's our school captain Soph there, welcoming one of our Year 7s on the very first day this year. And I think our campus allows for this cross-year level interaction where many of the Year 12s are known and know well, right through the Year 7s and the Year 8s and the younger cohorts as well. We very proudly have the girls connected across a house system as well. Our academic programs are really our core business. So even though our girls are busy with their co-curricular programs, it's really their academic programs that we are most interested in, and particularly as they settle into this Learn at Home program. We have done a lot of work in the last 2 years with regards to our academic programs, and I'll talk about that in a little moment. But we are very much focused on creating a thinking agenda and ensuring girls are not just rote learning and regurgitating an assessment, but there's a level of application of their work, there's a level of rigour in what they're undertaking as well. St Catherine's commit when they are employed here to our teaching charter, and we ensure that there's a level of expertise in their teaching area. There's a level of collaboration, so teachers do watch and observe lessons and share pedagogy and teaching practice. There's certainly a level of effective and planning and organisation that sits behind every classroom. Our teachers are accountable, so there's an expectation that work is turned around in a certain period of time. There's a level of diligence and drive for every girl to ensure that they succeed. And there's also a level of reflective teaching practice and certainly a timely provision of teacher feedback as well. We like to track every girl, and this is how we personalise the learning process. So knowing where the girls are when they commence at St Catherine's, so there is an assessment that occurs, but that is to help us determine their needs and to develop their learning plans. This is particularly prevalent in our junior school as well. This is just one example of the feedback that a student and a parent would receive on a writing task. Now, what's interesting here is it's only year 2, so you can imagine the feedback that's provided for a VCE English task as well. Where the student has a green dot, it means that they are demonstrating that particular aspect of the task. Where there's a red means that they're still sort of requiring some work. So behind every writing task, there's certainly a level of detail in the feedback that is provided by teachers and certainly in collaboration with parents as well, particularly while we're in this next 6-week phase. Some of the work we've done in the last 2 years in reviewing our academic programs has lent on the research of this man. He's a German man by the name of Andreas Schleicher, and he works for the OECD. And his work in recent years has compared educational data across countries. And his one comment about the Australian curriculum was it was a mile wide and an inch deep. In other words, children in Australia are doing so many subjects, but really skating across the surface of many. And when you perhaps compared that to some of the European countries and London in particular, England in particular, they do fewer subjects, but more depth. And so we've really taken this research to put a new lens on the students' work and our program here at St Catherine's. The other work that, the other research that I've also been quite interested in is Australia's Chief Scientist, Alan Finkel, and he talked significantly about the T-shaped learner and this balance of the vertical aspect of that T, which is a depth of discipline expertise, and ensuring that's balanced with these 21st century skills, which is represented by the horizontal part of the T. Alan Finkel's quite critical of schools that place too much emphasis on the 21st skills at the expense of learning a depth of discipline. He has this lovely comment where he says, you know, what's the use of collaborating if you don't have anything distinctive to collaborate? So his encouragement is for students to really start in their VCE, start to hone in on a depth of learning and a depth of knowledge. What we then did with our Year 10 program as one example is change from a core science program where the students stretched across chemistry, physics and biology, and we now offer these as electives in Year 10. So the girls can undertake a semester of chemistry in Year 10, and that really allows the girls 3 times more classroom time in the subject of chemistry. What we've been able to achieve then is a pulling down of the VCE curriculum into Year 10, and it just reduces that step between Year 10 and Year 11. After the first year, which we started last year, the teachers' comments were that they were able to instill a deeper understanding of scientific disciplines. They were able to achieve a depth of knowledge that they've been unable to do in the past. They were able to incorporate VCE concepts, an assessment structure that is aligned with the VCE, and they were also very proud of the way the girls embraced the challenges and managed these VCE style problems. So after this review that we took, and we're 18 months into this new program, we are very pleased with the changes that we've made in enabling girls to really sort of reduce what they're doing but provide more depth in what they're doing. Some of the key questions for our teachers in our professional learning in creating this thinking agenda is, how do you know students are thinking in your classroom? How do you plan for student thinking? And how do you give feedback on students' thinking? And these are 3 critical questions that our teachers are addressing in every classroom phase. So learning at St Catherine's is not just about recalling facts. You really need to be able to do something with that knowledge. Some of our study scores, right across each subject area, girls are achieving study scores above 45, with the highest being 50. English is probably our highest performing subject and has been for at least 10 years, with a number of girls having results above 40, which is placing them in the top 10% in the state. Our girls are spread right across the world, really, when they leave St Catherine's. Most of the students go to Monash University or Melbourne University, but a number of girls will also access tertiary courses in America and also in England. And there's a range of opportunities and support to facilitate that. Interestingly, we also have a number of girls that in the last 2 years have been interested in going to the ANU as well. Predominantly looking at politics and economics and philosophy, but really enjoying their experience. And they have just travelled back up to Canberra, a number of those students that are studying at ANU as well. We have some great support with career selection, and we really embrace that journey for the girls in year 11 and 12, and then they transition through into their tertiary life as well.
Here at St Catherine's, we enjoy working with our young people. We support them in the Careers Department by offering them one-on-one service. We like to get to know their interests, their skills and their ambitions, so we guide them through subject selections and tertiary options. We walk with the students through their journey to secondary school to assist them to make wise choices beyond. We have students who attend university here in Australia, common universities for them to apply for, Melbourne, Monash and RMIT University. We also assist the students and offer them opportunities to tertiary study in America and the United Kingdom. As a registered test centre in the United Kingdom, we have a number of students from a wide range of schools coming to St Catherine's for their extras. We also offer careers testing so that the students know what their strengths, their personality style and their career options can be. We enjoy supporting our students as much as possible, offering them as much academic career support as they need to treat every student individually and thrive by providing them with as many opportunities as we can.
Of course, that was Pauline Vanderpoel, who runs our careers program here at school, and she forms such a great bond with the girls as they work through their tertiary needs and requirements. Many actually come back once they're in first and second year university and sort of seek her advice again. So last year, a number of the girls went into health and medicine, the creative arts. We've got a very strong visual arts program here. Management and commerce is certainly also of interest, and also that STEM field, with a number of girls also accessing medicine across the last few years as well. Of course, I've got a great belief that girls need to be happy and healthy to really access their learning, and our Deputy Principal, Merrin O'Connor, runs our wellbeing program and over recent years has worked in collaboration with Swinburne University to write our wellbeing program. So, for example, in year 7, the theme of that year is We Belong, and how do we connect our Barbrick Junior School girls with a number of students from right across Victoria. We also have boarders that come in to create a real belonging in that cohort. Of course, our year 12 girls then step into a leadership position. So we do expose the girls to preeminent women who are leaders in Victoria and in Melbourne, but there's a lot of strength in understanding their own leadership capacity and skills as well. We're very proud of this wellbeing program, and I know Miss O'Connor as our Deputy Principal is as well, and the partnership with Swinburne University enables it to be underpinned by an emotional intelligence philosophy as well. Our co-curricular program, even though we are just in our lockdown phase for the second time, is still actually alive and well, and we have a great focus on ensuring that the co-curricular programs enables girls to build resilience, confidence, cultural learning, communication and collaboration skills, and also that they have a personal endeavour with what they then undertake. Sport is a large feature of the girls' lives here. In our senior school, we are a member school of Girls Sport Victoria, which offers sport right through from year 7 through to year 12. It's run in the afternoon, and then the trainings are certainly in the morning. The sport at the moment, we are still running training sessions for the girls, and we are doing them live as well. So at the moment we are just stepping into our rowing season. A number of the girls have ergos at home, and there's also a strength and conditioning program which is running a couple of times a week with our strength and conditioning coach, and the girls participate in that together. So there's a great sense of collaboration and teamwork. So our sport continues even through this lockdown phase as well. We have great success in the rowing, we have great success in snow sports, and we are really probably what I would call a runner's school as well. In our cross-country season, we could have 70 to 80 girls training around the streets of Toorak. I've got a great belief that if girls are involved in sport, they don't have a mobile phone in their hand as well. So any sort of co-curricular activity really allows the girls to sort of step beyond the technology and enjoy being physically active. Our music program is certainly well designed, stretching from our junior school right through into our senior school as well. This year the private lessons have continued online, but the girls have certainly missed that opportunity to perform. We normally would have concerts here at school. We would normally have a gala concert every year, and also our speech night is also a really strong opportunity for the girls to perform. One of the things that I hope is that the girls continue playing their music once we step out of this COVID period, and that they can then find a love of performing in that as well.
Hi, I'm Julia, and I'm the instrumental music captain. I'm Indiana, and I'm the choral music captain. So at Sacred House, there are so many instruments that you can learn. There's flute, oboe, clarinet, French horn, trumpet, guitar, cello, violin, even the euphonium, like the list goes on. And it's really great because not only can you just do private lessons, there are so many programs that you can do as well to support your learning of the instrument. For example, I do band and orchestra and chamber flute because I play the flute. And yeah, it's also a really great way to get to know girls from other year levels and interact with them.
Yes, so I am part of the choir at school for a couple of years. So I get to interact with different year levels, get to know them a bit better. I'm also doing something that I really enjoy. And I enjoy it because the teachers are just sticky. Yeah, I love the music that we learn, and I'm always learning different things and singing different songs.
I find it really therapeutic. It's just a bit of an outlet.
Yeah.
Certainly, really lovely to see those girls, and very, very natural. They were just invited in to sort of share their experiences with music during the senior school, and you can see the joy that music actually provides those girls. In a normal year, we would offer a number of our students the opportunity to travel abroad, and we hope wholeheartedly that we will be able to achieve this again in the near future. So educational travel is a great way of taking your learning out of the classroom and certainly into the real world as well. Our Year 9 program is a very popular program when we allow up to 20 students to 25 students to experience a global exchange program. We have partner schools around the world in England, Canada and America, and these girls can have an opportunity to learn in one of these schools for anywhere from 4 weeks to 12 weeks. And some of these are very much targeted at rowing, music or even travel, historical travel in Europe as well. The exchange program works on a hosting and then also an opportunity to be overseas as well. These are just some of the schools that we have remained in close contact with. St Catherine's Bramley, we have a exchange partnership agreement stretching 15 years. We're very proud of that opportunity. St George's in Ascot. The Royal High School in Bath was a new exchange for this year, and the Culford School in Suffolk, a fabulous sporting school in the middle of England as well. In Canada, Shawnigan Lake's a great rowing opportunity for the girls. Ridley College and the Bishop Strawn schools are new partner schools. And then in the United States, we have the Buffalo Seminary School and Tower Hill, which is another lengthy program that we've had running for many years as well. I stay in close contact with all of these principals, their school communities as well, and we are very committed to continuing this opportunity for our Year 9 students and then also some of our Year 10 students as well. We are proudly a boarding school in St Catherine's, and we have a long tradition of boarding, particularly with regional Victoria. We have our boarding house is a 50-50 of international students, predominantly from Shanghai or Hong Kong, and then country girls as well. We have had the girls back on campus this week, over this term for the last 3 weeks, and we've loved having that boarding house feel back in the school, where the school is alive 24 hours a day, and we certainly enjoy and appreciate our boarding community here. So when you're looking at schools, some of the things that you may appreciate really understanding about St Catherine's is it's an all-girls environment. We have a strong academic reputation with girls accessing universities around the world. There's a strong focus on wellbeing with that partnership with Swinburne University. The size of our school is important, and our school council are not interested in this being 1,000+ girls on campus. It's about knowing girls and knowing them well. Certainly we have quality teachers, and on an open morning you would normally be able to just sort of walk in and have a look at some of the teaching that occurs in every classroom, and certainly the girls talk very excitedly about their classroom experiences. An extensive co-curricular program, collaborative partnership with parents. The girls develop strong friendships that are lifelong and lasting. There's a rich tapestry of global experiences, and we also undertake a leadership diploma with all of the students in Year 9, and they must complete that to be eligible to be school captain in Year 11 and 12. A couple of questions that came through before today's open day is a lot of schools follow the Reggio Emilia program in ELCs, and what does St Catherine's ELC do that sets it apart? Certainly our ELC is ran by a very experienced head of ELC, Sarah Bethune, and she's been with us for over 20 years. She's very committed to the Reggio approach and philosophy. She has undertaken a number of professional learning, so it's not just a token name here. Sarah has been very focused on the refurbishment of the ELC, which occurred in our gardens and landscaping, and also just recently inside in the Campbell House building as well. So she does a lot of professional learning with our staff. It's a very student-centred program, a lot of self-guided discovery, respect and play, and it underpins in everything that they do in that setting. The other question that came through was, if you were given the chance to change something about your school, what would it be? And I actually really had to give this question some thought. One of the things that I would like to change is the pressure on Year 12 girls, and I think really that's got a lot to do with the external force of the ATAR. So 13 years of education can get brought down to just a small digit number, and I find that quite a sad experience for the girls at the end, because it really doesn't tell the story of their journey and tell the story of who they are as a person. So, and I think that ATAR number puts a lot of pressure on our VCE students now more than ever because they're learning at home. So that's probably one thing I would certainly change, but it certainly goes beyond St Catherine's. It's really about the whole ATAR system here at the school. Our Barbrick building just has this one space which is called the Red Steps, and we have a really lovely, strong connection with the old girls at St Catherine's, and we maintain a connection with women who are in their 80s and 90s and girls that are just in their first year of university. And I think we are very proudly networked with the old girls across Melbourne and really across the world as well. And we certainly enjoy that experience. We bring a number of old girls back as role models for our current students as well. Just some examples of the women that we have had come in the last 12 months. Julie Bishop in the top right-hand corner. We had an opportunity to have Julie with us for the morning. That's a photograph from our boardroom with the legal studies and global politics students. That certainly was, for some of those girls, almost a life-changing experience. They then went to ANU and did PPE and are undertaking that as well. So they love that experience. Of course, the Governor of Victoria, Linda Dessau, is an old girl herself, and that photograph is from when our Barbrick building was opened just last year, and she spoke so beautifully about her memories of being a St Catherine's girl, and of course we are very proud of what she has achieved. Sally Capp, a very familiar face for people who live in Melbourne, is the Lord Mayor, and she spoke about her leadership experiences stepping into that role in Melbourne with our school captains from last year. And of course, probably my favourite day last year was when we invited Dr. Jane Goodall to St Catherine's, and she sort of really embraced an opportunity to share her life experience with our students in Barbrick, our ELC, and right through to our Year 12 girls. She did spend some time with the BCE biology students as well, talking about some of the work she had done with chimpanzees, and more recently her work in environmental and sustainability. I wanted to finish on this beautiful quote from the Governor, Linda Dessau. This was from her opening of the junior school last year. I think probably my favourite sentence is in that second paragraph. Just as, quite possibly, you can't yet imagine or grasp the privilege of this education, of a school where each one of you and your talents are respected and encouraged, where there are no obstacles or boundaries to what you can achieve, and where there will be no end to the possibilities to which you'll be introduced. And we thank certainly Linda Dessau for her time, but I love those words, and I often return to them and sort of think this is a great privilege for these students to be here. At the start of the presentation, I invited people to ask some questions. I just need to pop my glasses on to see that far. One of the questions that's come up through this presentation is, what is the average size, class size for Year 7s and up? So we aim to keep our class sizes around 16, 17 and 18. So what you will not see is class sizes of, 25, 26, 27. St Catherine's very much models itself on knowing girls and knowing them well, and that is achieved by having those smaller class sizes. Certainly what the girls in VCE really appreciate is having this incredible feedback that comes through when they have written perhaps an English draft for a SAC that they may be doing. And what a teacher can achieve with just working through 15 drafts compared to 28 drafts, which is in some of the state schools and some of our independent schools close by, is there's a significant difference in the amount of feedback and academic care that can be provided for every student. So that's that first question there. I hope you have a wonderful day today. As I said, this will be filmed, or has been filmed, and will be available for you to watch on our website, and we look forward to welcoming you to St Catherine's, hopefully in spring when things open up, and we look to the next few weeks with a healthy sense of optimism for Melbourne and for Victoria that we will really reduce these COVID numbers. So thank you and have a great day.